in Baltimore, where the governor of Maryland has declared a state of emergency. We have witnessed lawlessness and chaos on the streets as the violence escalates despite calls for peace.
As you can see, there is a lot of emotion running through the streets here.
Today's lesson is Baltimore is on fire. Baltimore is on fire. We're going to discuss a whole lot of stuff today. Week before last, myself and who was with me? Officer Joel. We went to Houston, Texas, led by Captain Yadon. We had Captain Uzziah there. We had an excellent, excellent time. And I must say, the sisters are in the spirit. Really? I must say one more again, the sisters are in the spirit in Texas, Houston. Let's give a Lord a hand for that thing. In case y'all didn't know, also we have Deacon Laba took 5 brothers with him to meet Virginia camp and D.C. camp in Baltimore this morning. So they're out there now, boots on the ground, teaching and raising the spirit out there, all right? So we are there. The word of the Lord is being taught and the people are being edified. They went to speak on the stage, of course, you know, the pastors out there said, hell no. They said, you got to be on their list. We're not on their list. We're going to talk about them too, with your friend, Pastor Jamal Bryant. That guy. And what's that guy that yelled, that tried to get us to block the cops? He's out there too. Shazaz?
Yeah, the president of the new Black Panther Party.
Shabazz, yeah. Yeah, that's it. Yeah. Him. He out there. We're not on their list. It's okay. We're not on your list.
The Most High is going to fix it where there's only going to be one list, period. And it's going to be the list of Israel. So ain't going to be no we waiting to get on somebody else's list. All those other lists are going to be shut down. It's only going to be one list, the list of Israelites.
Get me Matthew 24 and 14. Matthew 24 and 14.
The book of Matthew, chapter 24 and verse 14. And this gospel of the kingdom shall be preached in all the world for witness unto all nations, and then shall the end come.
All right, which one of you brothers can explain that verse to me? Let me give y'all a precept. After I give y'all this precept, then we're going to go back to Matthew 24. Give me Revelation 7 and 3. And this gospel shall be preached throughout the world, and then shall the end come.
The book of Revelation, chapter 7 and verse 3, saying, hurt not the earth, neither the sea, nor the trees, till we have sealed the servants of our God in their foreheads.
So who can make the correlation for us? Who can make the correlation?
It's when God's laws are taught to the Israelites that are scattered across the planet.
Right.
Then the end comes.
The world of Matthew 24 is the 144. Once they're taught and sealed, the end's going to come. Y'all thinking the world of Matthew 24 is East Indians, Chinese? No. It's the 144,000. When they are sealed, then shall the end come. Everybody understand that?
Yes, sir.
That's what it's talking about. Most I didn't care about these other nations. Israel's going to be scattered. Understand, Israel is scattered amongst a lot of places. But when the 144 is sealed, that's it. So now, the city of Baltimore has been a city of protests and riots in the past, how many days has it been? 3 or 4? 3 or 4 days. Our brother got upset when they heard the word riot used. He said, don't use the word riot, use revolution! I said, is that what that is? A revolution? Okay. I don't know about that. But Baltimore was afire for the mysterious death of a young brother named Freddie Gray. And it's typically done. His arrest history was thrown up on the screen. Can we find that? Google Freddie Gray's arrest history. Let me show what Esau did. It was put throughout all the news. Type in Freddie Gray's arrest history. All on the news. Put it all on the internet. Yeah, right there. And put the link. I want everybody to see. This is how Esau get down. Let me just look at 2015. March 20th, 2015. Possession of controlled dangerous substance. March 13th, malicious destruction of property. Second degree assault. January 20th, fourth degree burglary, trespassing. January 14th, possession of a controlled dangerous substance. Okay, go all the way down. Y'all look, just take a look. I ain't reading all this madness. So Esau does this to, demonize the brother and justify why he was put to death. And there's no justification. Get me Revelation 12, 9, and 10. Y'all need to really look at this verse, meditate upon this verse, because this is what it's saying.
Revelation chapter 12 and verse 9.
Y'all listen good. We want 9 and 10.
And the great dragon was cast out, that old serpent called the devil.
Now, in case, I know we got some new people, brothers and sisters in here, jump up to verse 1 and 2 so we can know who this dragon is.
Revelation chapter 12 and verse 1. And there appeared a great wonder in heaven, a woman clothed with the sun and the moon.
Pause right there. Now, metaphorically, this woman, write this down, represents the Israelites. When you read Jeremiah 6, verse 2, the Most High says he compares Israel to a beautiful and comely woman. Right? Did I give the right verse? That's it, Jeremiah 6, 2. Now, read again.
And there appeared a great wonder in heaven, a woman clothed with the sun and the moon under her feet.
Now, clothed with the sun and the moon under her feet represents God's knowledge. When you read, for example, Proverbs 6 and 23, it says, the law is light. So remember in Genesis, it said the moon is the greater light, the sun is the greater light, and the moon is the lesser light. So the light given to this woman is God's laws, according to Proverbs 6:23. Did I give the right chapter and verse?
Yes, sir.
Y'all know I'll be shooting from the hip. I'll be messing up. Go ahead.
And upon her head a crown of 12 stars.
The crown of 12 stars represents the 12 tribes of Israel. Everybody understand that? You can read that in Genesis about Joseph's dream. He said, I had a dream that there were stars in heaven and they bowed to me, which represented his brothers. Y'all know that? I don't even know the chapter or verse, but y'all know what I'm talking about. Go ahead.
And she being with child cried.
And she being with child, the child is Christ. Christ is about to be born in this. Go ahead.
Travailing in birth and pained to be delivered. And there appeared another wonder in heaven.
This is what we want to get to.
And behold, a great red dragon.
A great red dragon. Red because this dragon represents Esau. When you read Genesis 25:25, it says the first came out what color, brothers? Red. All over like a hairy garment. So that represents Esau. Go ahead.
Having 7 heads.
Which is the Caucasian race. Let me make that clear. Go ahead.
Having 7 heads and 10 horns.
He has 7 great empires, and the 10 horns represents the European Union. Go ahead.
And 7 crowns upon his heads.
Because the 7 great empires were leaders.
And his tail drew the 3rd part of the stars of heaven, and did cast them to the earth.
So they brought down the southern kingdom of Judah, and you also had a remnant of the northern kingdom with us. Go ahead.
And the dragon stood before the woman, which was ready to be delivered, for to devour her child as soon as it was born.
When you read Matthew, it tells you Herod of the Roman Empire waited for Messiah to be born to put him to death. Everybody understand that? Now, when we jump down to verse 9, I'm just getting to the point. Watch this.
Verse 9. And the great dragon was cast out, that old serpent called the devil.
So it's calling the so-called white man right here. What, brothers? The devil. Go ahead.
And Satan.
And he's called Satan. Go ahead.
Which deceiveth the whole world.
And it says this man deceived the whole world. Go ahead.
He was cast out into the earth, and his angels were cast out with him.
His angels are his allies. That's why I said he had 7 heads and 10 horns. Those are his allies. Read.
And I heard a loud voice saying in heaven, now is come salvation and strength and the kingdom of our God and the power of his Christ. For the accuser of our brethren is cast.
This is the part I wanted to get to. Read that part again. For the what?
For the accuser of our brethren is cast down, which accuse them before our God day and night.
Now you ask, how does he accuse us? In his media. Put it back up, Abiel, so we can see how he accuses us. This is what he does. Then I'm going to give you the precept to explain that further. Soon as they put one of us to death, they say go into his criminal history if he has one, and they put for everybody to know, and everybody goes, oh, well, he wasn't a good guy anyway. Like that's some kind of justification.
But who's accusing us? The devil.
Right.
That's the other point.
He accused you of rape, robbery, and murder. Who is the greatest rapers, robbers, and murderers on the planet? Right. Esau, the so-called white man. They are the greatest. Okay. This is how they accuse us. Now, I'm going to give you a precept to show you it more. Get me Psalms 50, 19, and 20.
The book of Psalms, chapter 50 and verse 19. Thou givest thy mouth to evil.
Thou givest thy mouth to evil, talking about the so-called white man. Go ahead.
And thy tongue frameth deceit.
And their tongue frames deceit. Go ahead.
Thou sittest and speakest against thy brother. Thou slanderest thine own mother's son.
Because when you read the history, Jacob and Esau were what brothers? They were brothers. They were brothers. Jacob and Esau were brothers. Read it again.
Thou givest thy mouth to evil, and thy tongue frameth deceit. Thou sittest and speakest against thy brother. Thou slanderest thine own mother's son. These things hast thou done, and I kept silence.
So they slander us. How? In their media. They slander us. That's why they call us things like thugs, rioters, protesters. That's what they do. That's how they get down. So now, this system of racism, which is white supremacy, that's what it is meant to devalue and deconstruct the mind of a God. This whole system is set up to make sure we never reach the God level that the Most High has instructed us to be. Everything in the media, the newspaper, the school system, the workforce, everything is set up and contrived to make sure we stay at an elementary level. Everybody understand that? Give me Proverbs 13 and 24.
The book of Proverbs, chapter 13 and verse 24. He that spareth his rod hateth his son, but he that loveth him chasteneth him betimes.
So now you may ask yourself, what does this have to do with what we were just discussing? God's laws, get me Holis, get me Baruch 3. Watch, I'm going to show you something. Get me Baruch 3, and I think it's 36. I've given you the ways of knowledge, that one. Watch this. Then we're coming right back to Proverbs.
The book of Baruch, chapter 3, verse 36. He hath found out all the way of knowledge, and hath given it unto Jacob his servant, and to Israel his beloved.
So the Bible is the greatest and most informative book on the earth, and he gave it to us, the Israelites. That verse proves that the Bible is not for all races. It said he gave it to who, brothers? Israel, Jacob, that's us. It was not given to all races. So now, he gave it to us. Now, inside this book, now go back to Proverbs. Watch this. Proverbs 13, 24.
Proverbs chapter 13, verse 24.
In this book of knowledge, it says what?
He that spareth his rod hateth his son, but he that loveth him chasteneth him betimes.
The Bible tells us to chasten our son. Why? Because it drives foolishness from him or her. And it guides them into the way of truth, of righteousness. Now, and when the Bible talks about the rod of correction and things of that nature, it's not talking about break their chests, their ribs. It's talking about beating them on the sides, their thigh area, like it says in Sirach. So now let's watch this. Go ahead.
Dayton father is accused of beating his kids so brutally, they've now got welts and permanent scarring. Shelby Costo reports on this case and how you can stop child abuse.
Police tell me Greg Horn used a video cable from his television, similar to this one, as his weapon. This is 35-year-old Greg Horn. This father was indicted today on child abuse charges after police say he beat his two daughters, ages 14 and 12, in the legs with a video cable. It happened at the family's home on Fotip. Detectives tell me because of the seriousness of the beatings, a corporal punishment charge has been added. According to the police report, one of the girls had visible welts on both legs in the thigh area with open wounds. The girl told police the beatings were their punishment for sneaking out of the home. The indictment comes this first week of Child Abuse Awareness Month.
The goal is always to keep kids safe.
Kevin Lavoie from Children's Services says abuse cases in children are up. They investigated over 4,000 child abuse cases last year, nearly 100 more cases than in 10. He says their hopes are to lower that number and to urge people to report the abuse.
We don't want people to have reservation about calling 224 kids and letting us know about a circumstance of concern.
Lavoie says when reporting abuse, you don't have to give your name or know for certain that abuse is actually happening.
Maybe nothing, but rather than overanalyze it yourself, it's better to let the specialist talk and figure out what is going to be the right course of action.
In the case, it happened when the girls were visiting their father, and their mother noticed the injuries and called police. Horn is scheduled to be in court on 16th for his arraignment hearing. In Dayton, I'm Shelby Costo for ABC 22 News.
Now, that one that we just saw, it said the girls was out twerking when you read the whole story. And there was no open, they always exaggerate, there wasn't no open wounds on the girls' legs. That's what Esau does. Is there another link or no?
A Hernando County woman is facing child abuse charges tonight after a disturbing discovery at a middle school. The victim went to class wearing a shirt saying she'd been beaten. ABC Action News reporter Eric Waxler is live in Brooksville with what we've learned about this case. Eric?
Yeah, hi, Wendy. Sending your child to school with a shirt announcing what they've done wrong is questionable parenting at best. But investigators say there is no question about the kind of abuse they discovered involving a child here at West Hernando Middle School.
Back off before I get another good whooping like I got last night.
Hernando County Sheriff Al Nienhuis reads to us the words Melanie Alexander told deputies she wrote in black marker on a white T-shirt, a shirt the victim wore to school on Friday.
My eating French fries and being a social butterfly is over because I know why my parents send me to school. I now know the importance of my education. I will learn.
The shirt that also said the child couldn't have any friends until her grades improved obviously got the attention of authorities. They then discovered the girl had been beaten with a belt, leaving bruises on her legs, neck, and back. The sheriff says Alexander admitted she crossed the line while dishing out discipline.
They were obviously seeing red when they did this, and it's disappointing because it's a child that's being affected here.
That's not tough love. That's humiliation.
Millie Strominski has a granddaughter at West Hernando Middle. She says there is no reason to ever take discipline this far.
Tough love is, no, you're not going with your friends. You're going to stay home. You're going to do homework. You got F's. This has got to change.
There's a lot of resources available to people that are watching over children, whether it's parents or caregivers or whatever. And if they are having issues, there are a lot of different options other than physical abuse.
Yeah, for sure. And the sheriff says those options include going to the school counselor.
The white man is the devil the Bible speaks of. Now let's go to what's her name? Toya Graham. Toya Graham. This is the one in Baltimore. Pay attention. Pay attention. Okay, here we go. Why is America celebrating the beating of a black child? Now, there should be a video. Go down.
You want to be saved? Take off. You want to be out here doing this dumb Get the over here. Get over here now. Did you hear what I said?
It says, it's not surprising that a black mother in Baltimore who chased down, cursed, and beat her 16-year-old son in the middle of a riot has been called a hero. In this country, when black mothers fulfill stereotypes of mammies, angry and thwarting resistance to a system designed to kill their children, they get praised. So the white man loves black women who beat the hell out of the kids to protect this system. They love that. They adore that thing. That's what we just saw. It says, this is what the woman says, Toya Graham. He gave me eye contact, Toya Graham told CBS News. And at that point, you know, not even thinking about cameras or anything like that, that's my only son. And at the end of the day, I don't want him to be a Freddie Gray. Is he the perfect boy? No, he's not. But he's mine. Come on. In other words, Graham's message to America is, I will teach my black son not to resist white supremacy so he can live. Let me read that again. In other words, Graham's message to America is, I will teach my black son not to resist white supremacy so he can live. I want you to, somebody get me Willie Lynch. Get me Willie Lynch. Get me that. You got it, Ithon? Find me that part. Let's read down. In America, black children don't get to be children. The kind of violent discipline Graham unleashed on her son did not originate with her, or with my adoptive mother who publicly beat me when I was a child, or with the legion of black parents who equate pain with protection and love. Why? Because the Bible tells us to do this thing. The beatings originated with white supremacy, the type of beatings they're talking about. Let me see what I want to get to. From slavery through Jim Crow, that's what I want. From the school to prison pipeline, the innocence and protection of black children has always been a dream deferred. You got it, Ithon? I want the part about she will raise them in, yes, give me that.
It's page 16. Page 16 of the Willie Lynch letter, Making of a Slave. Understanding is the best thing. Therefore, we shall go deeper into this area of the subject matter concerning what we have produced in here in this breaking process of the female nigger. We have reversed the relationships. In her natural uncivilized state, she would have a strong dependency on the uncivilized nigger male, and she would have a limited protective tendency toward her independent male offspring, and would raise the female offspring to be dependent like her. Nature had provided for this type of balance. We reversed nature by burning and pulling one civilized nigger apart and bullwhipping the other to the point of death, all in her presence. By her being left alone, unprotected, with the male image destroyed, the ordeal caused her to move from her psychological dependent state to a frozen independent state. In this frozen psychological state of independence, she will raise her male and female offspring in reverse roles.
So she would raise her male and female in reverse roles. Go ahead.
For fear of the young male's life.
For fear of the young male's life. That's what we just saw.
Mm-hmm. She will psychologically train him to be mentally weak.
She will psychologically train him to be mentally weak.
And independent, but physically strong.
But physically strong. Go ahead.
Because she has become psychologically independent, she will train her female offspring to be psychologically independent.
And notice, she's a single parent. Read that part again.
Because she has become psychologically independent, she will train her female offsprings to be psychologically independent. What have you got? You got the nigger and woman out front and the man behind and scared. This is perfect. This is a perfect situation for sound sleep and economics.
So the white man said they could get good sleep as long as the man is mentally weak and afraid.
There's more.
Go ahead.
Before the breaking process, we had to be alertly on guard at all times. Now we can sleep soundly, for out of frozen fear, his woman stands guard for us.
The black woman stands guard for the white man. That's what this Willie Lynch letter is saying. That's how they train blacks to be. The woman stands guard. They ain't fearing the woman. Now find me the clip with, what's her name again? Toya Graham. Toya Graham and what's the guy, Anderson, whatever, Cooper. Let's just take a pause for a second. I told you, when y'all look for a Negro peeing, the first thing, especially with women, you can spot them. The first thing to see if they're crazy, look at their hair. That's how you know a crazy Negro peeing. I'll use that one. Do you see what is wrong with her? Number one, that's not her hair. Number 2 is somebody else's hair, whether male, female, or animal. Then it's dyed yellow, blonde. These hyena hair, these are crazy women who despise themselves. Just spot them as soon as you see them. The eyelid, everything about it is fake, fake, fake. Now let's watch the video.
You know, for people who don't live in Baltimore, haven't been here, haven't been in this community, how tough is it? I mean, you're a single mom, you're raising six kids, you've got grandkids.
It's real tough. I just lost a job, and I had 2 jobs when I moved into my home, and I have no job now, and so it's real tough. He knows it's hard for me to keep a roof over his head. He knows it's hard for me to keep food in his mouth. So people who that's looking in from another point of view can't see the struggle that we go through. We go through a big struggle here, not having the education and the tools that a lot of other people have to get by. So we try to do as best as we can with family and friends standing beside us.
Why do you think this has resonated with so many people? I mean, there's, you know, this thing has gone viral. There's, I know, Oprah Winfrey gave you a call. There's a lot of, you know, there were headlines in the paper saying send in the moms. Why do you think this has made such a big impact?
Because as mothers, you don't see us. You don't see us. You see our kids walking to the bus stop and maybe speaking with somebody that's on the corner, and they already been singled out as thugs, as we have already heard that they are. And at no time is my son a thug.
When you heard the mayor, even the president of the United States, using the word thugs.
I just do not believe calling our kids' name is getting us anywhere. They're already being named, called. You know what I mean? They already have a problem with police officers, not as black, not as white, but as blue. So to hear...
It doesn't matter if the police officer is white or black.
It doesn't.
It's so interesting because, I mean, you know, I grew up in a predominantly white community and always thought the police were there to protect me. Right. You talk to people on this block, that's a laughable idea.
It is. And my daughter is trying to become a police officer, and I applaud her because I know how I raised her, and I know that she will make a difference in society, and this new thing that the commissioner is trying to do. He's trying to bring better people into the Baltimore City Department. So,
you think change is possible?
It is possible. It is possible. It's always possible.
Thank you very much.
You're welcome.
We just read the Willie Lynch letter, and they said they train their daughters to be mentally strong out there in the front. So her daughter is going to be on a police force.
Why did you go down there?
It was just like, I felt as though my friends down there, a couple of my friends had been beaten by the police, killed by the police. So I felt as though I needed to go down there and show my respect.
So when you saw your mom,
right.
When you first made eye contact, what went through your mind?
I was just like, oh man, like.
You were like, oh man.
Yeah, like my mother. Like, what my mother doing down here? Like, why would she be down here? Like.
Did you know instantly that she recognized you?
When I seen her, I didn't like really see it, but when I heard put that brick down, I was like, oh, that's my mother.
So what'd you think when you heard that voice?
I was like, oh yeah, I know that's my mother. I know it's my mother. Ain't nobody else talk like that but my mother.
And then what happened?
It was just World War III from right there.
It was World War III?
Yeah. It was just like.
What'd you think? Were you embarrassed?
Yeah, I was embarrassed a little bit until she just started talking to me when we got home. It was just telling me basically like she did it because she cared about me. It wasn't nothing just to embarrass me. It was just because she cared.
She was worried about you?
Right. She didn't want me to get in trouble by the law. She didn't want me to be like another Freddie Gray or anybody else that then got killed by the police.
Do you regret wanting to throw rocks, or do you think... Can you explain it to me?
At first I was just like, I don't care. Like, I don't care about the law, like, police, period. But like, when my mother talked to me about it, she was just like, what did they do to you? Did they ever hurt you? I'm like, no, they didn't hurt me, but some of my friends not here because of what they did.
Do you regret it?
A little bit.
A little bit.
Yeah, a little bit. I regret it.
What do you regret?
I regret that, like, for me going down there and getting into the situation when I was supposed to be home.
Do you worry about Michael a lot?
Yes.
What do you worry about?
I worry about him walking out my front door. I do. It's just the life that we live around here. You don't know if you walk out the door, if you're going to walk back in the door or not.
Do you think if riots broke out again, do you think you'd go down there?
No, I don't think I'll go down there.
Are you saying that just because she's standing there?
No, I'm not saying that. Just because, you feel me? I just see my mother care about me. Why would I want to go put myself back in the predicament where I just got out of? But if I ever do go back down there, I'm doing it in a positive way.
She cares a lot about you.
Right.
Well, thank you, Mike. Appreciate it.
Yeah.
I wish you the best. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Thank you.
The white man knows how to make conscious brothers pissed off. I'm going to say that again. He knows how to make intelligent men, intelligent brothers pissed off by doing this stuff to our people and then causing us to watch it. Because I'm sitting over here burning in my mind. I'm burning. I can't stand it. Go ahead, Bishop. I don't have any
Do
nice
you think
words
that
after
young man will ever stand up for his people ever again? His mother embarrassed, what is the word? Emasculated him publicly. To say to stand up for whether it's right or wrong, don't stand up for your people. Now, we don't advocate going around trying to attack the cops, but we understand the reasoning behind it. Understand that. We understand why the young man was down there. We understand he said friends got killed. His friends was down there. He felt he had to do something. Mama says, no, don't do no. What you want me to do? Go in the background. We let your sister handle it. She going to be a cop. I'm telling you, I've seen it all the time.
Did you notice that when they were doing the interviews on both situations, when he was dealing with her and then when he was dealing with the son, he's basically coaxing them on what to say. He's actually putting the words in them for them to finish his sentence. That's why I said I was sitting over here burning, because none of the stuff that he should have said, none of that came out. Here's the woman. She's listing her problems. I have 6 kids, no husband, no this and that and the other, and none of that came across her mind to say, you know what? I see why my city's on fire, because like me, a whole lot of my sisters are out here struggling like this here, and nothing's coming down to help us. None of that came out. This is really sickening. Boy, we have a big job.
A big job. Now, for what she did publicly, do that today. I'll guarantee you women do that in the street, you will go to jail. But she did not go to jail. Look up the word now. Go to Google. I'm going to give you all the words. Meritorious manumission. This is the words. And she was on Oprah. They put a thing, she got a lot of job offers. Why? Because she beat the hell out of her young black son to protect the white man. Now she got job offers all across the table. Wow, this is crazy. Meritorious Manumission Act of 1710 was enacted in Virginia. It was the legal act of freeing a slave for good deeds. The good deeds are in quotes, as defined by the national public policy, and could be granted to a slave who saved the life of a white master or his property. So that's the first reason you got your freedom. If you saved the life of your white slave master or his property, you could be set free. So what else is there? Well, that's what we just saw in the news.
That's what you just saw.
Right.
She stopped him from damaging white property.
Or white masters.
Or white masters. That's what I mean. White masters' property.
Or
so
property.
instead of giving her quote unquote freedom, he put her on television. America praised her.
They're giving her job.
They're giving her job offers. That's what that's talking about.
Right. So now, who granted to a slave who saved the life of a white master or his property, invented something from which a slave master could make a profit, or snitched on a fellow slave who was planning a slave rebellion or to run away. So that's how you got your freedom. That state of mind is propagated today. That's what we saw. What's her name, this woman's name? Toya Graham. Toya Graham. Hold that up. This is their mom is a 1-gallon riot squad. They got it all across. She is famous for stopping her son from hurting the white slave master. She is honored and glorified with her blonde Negro peeing somebody else's dead hair on her head.
So the good deeds would be to kill him. The good deed would be to stop him from planning to get free. So you can understand. The good deed would be to prevent him from being a slave. He says a fellow slave who was planning a slave rebellion. You're supposed to plan a slave rebellion, damn it, you're in slavery. You're supposed to rebel against it. I'll tell you, I want to bite this microphone because it really, I can't deal with a Negro, bro. I can't deal with them. They make me sick.
So, we want to discuss law and order. We want to discuss law and order just for a moment and how law and order has or has not been beneficial to our people in these days. We want to discuss what the Most High says about America's judicial system then and now, primarily now. And I want y'all to understand, never believe the police work independent of, don't ever think that the police operate independent from the court system or the judge. They all work hand in hand. Understand that. So what happens with the police, by the time it goes to court, many times the district attorneys are on board. 9 times out of 10 are on board for what the police have. Because a cop, let's say you get arrested for, give me a crime, give me something. Huh? You get arrested for burglary. And it may not be that. It may be, give me a lower one, lower than burglary. Okay, let's say loitering. You had some burglar's tools, but you didn't do it. But the district attorney's job is generally justify what the cop is bringing forth. Then bring it to the, what's those guys' names? The 12, 16 people, the grand jury to indict. They got an expression in law school. You can indict a ham sandwich. All you got to do is bring it out, and those 16 people go, yeah, okay. And then that's it. 12 or 16, whatever it is. They go, yeah, we agree with that. Then you're indicted. You can indict this red cup right here. That's how easy it is. Then the judge hears it. The lawyers go back and forth, but they all work together. I don't want you to think anybody, they're doing their own thing. 9 times out of 10, no. Right, they go to lunch with each other. Believe me, I'm telling you. Exactly. Can you say it on the mic so someone knows what you're saying?
I said, and they laugh at the cases during lunch. They laugh about the cases.
Right. The DA is the one that agrees or disagrees that their probable cause to arrest is correct. Give me Micah chapter 2 and verse 1 and 2. Let's start there. Micah chapter 2, verse 1 and 2. Now, I know some of y'all may be conflicted. Well, should she just let her son go out there and do it? Nobody's saying that because we know what may or may not have happened. But you take him in and you set him straight. See, that's why you need daddy. You need daddy. Daddy just see him and go, hey, boy. You ain't got to say just the finger, and you know the son going to go like that and come over.
And
you ain't gotta, yeah.
You know he was weak already because she caught him. You know back in the days, moms wasn't catching us. Mm-hmm. They would be like, I'm going to get you when your father comes home. My mother was not catching me. None of us. Exactly. She wouldn't even try. Okay?
But the reason why daddy's not there is because the system of which that whole community is under destroyed daddy.
Yep.
That's what you got to understand. That's the reason why daddy ain't there. Daddy is destroyed.
Exactly. Right, he might be in jail. But I know some sisters might be thinking, maybe he was no damn good. Maybe he wasn't no damn good. Maybe that is. But don't you think the woman should know? Even, remember the video we showed you about a rat? Our female rat won't lay down with a male rat if he, A, ain't got his own nest. That's a rat we talking about. But the black woman, he be living at his mama house, she laying with him. Something wrong. Then they be on a new song about what she talking about. Where we at? Micah 2, 1 and 2. We're going to talk about the American judicial system briefly.
The book of Micah, chapter 2 and verse 1. Woe to them that devise iniquity and work evil upon their beds. When the morning is light, they practice it, because it is in the power of their hand. And they covet fields and take them by violence.
Did the white man covet the fields of America and take them by violence? Now you might ask yourself, what in the hell does this have to do with the American judicial system? It has everything to do with it. Because the founding of this country, I want you to understand this. This country was founded on robbery and murder and bloodshed. Then they're going to set up courthouses and judge you for being a robber or a murderer when they have done it on a mass scale. Do y'all see the hypocrisy? Read that again, verse 2.
And they covet fields and take them by violence, and houses and take them away. So they oppress a man and his house.
It says they oppress a man and his house. This is the beginning of your American judicial system. Was that it, Captain?
Even a man and his heritage.
And they oppress our heritage as well. Because what? Just like with ancient Greece, remember, when they conquered everybody, what did they do? There's a word, it starts with an H, that they did to all nations. They Hellenized everybody. America did the same thing. Y'all don't know what I'm talking about. They Hellenized everybody. When the conquistadors did they force the Latino tribe to speak Spanish? That's Hellenizing. Did they force them to worship their gods? That's being Hellenized. Same thing with the English white man. They made us speak English and forced us to worship their God. Hellenized us. It's the same thing. Nothing different under the sun. I want you to understand that. Get Deuteronomy 28:33. So it said they oppress a man, even a man in his heritage. This is the beginning of your American judicial system.
Deuteronomy chapter 28, verse 33. The fruit of thy land and all thy labors shall a nation which thou knowest not eat up.
When the conquistadors came and the English white man throughout North, Central, and South America, did they eat up the fruit of our lands? Yes, they did. Read.
And thou shalt be only oppressed and crushed always.
Here's that word oppressed again. Thou shalt only be oppressed and crushed always. So don't tell me the Bible's not a true book. You're not going to read things like what we're reading in the Quran. You're not going to read things like what we're reading in the ISIS papers or in the Gilgamesh epics. Give me some of them books they got out there. The Book of the Dead. You're not going to read the things we're reading about in those nonsensical books. From there, get me Habakkuk 1, verse 3 and 4. Still talking about the American judicial system. Habakkuk chapter 1, verse 3 and 4.
Habakkuk chapter 1 and verse 3. Why dost thou show me iniquity and cause me to behold grievance?
So this is what Habakkuk said, because he saw the affliction, the oppression of the Israelites. We are the Israelites. Watch, read on.
For spoiling and violence are before me.
For spoiling, the word spoiling means robbery. Robbery and violence are before me. Read.
And there are that raise up strife and contention.
And there are that rise up strife and contention. The white man conquered and rose up strife and contentions. Watch this.
Therefore, the Lord is slack.
So because the white man started his system with rape, robbery, murder, strife, and contention, because he founded the country on those elements, verse 4 again.
Therefore, the Lord is slacked.
It's slack because how can this man judge us properly when he's guilty of the same laws that he's judging us on? Y'all understand that? That's why the law is slacked. He's judging us on something he's guilty of. Read.
Therefore, the law is slacked, and judgment doth never go forth.
True judgment does never go forth, the Bible says. Read.
For the wicked doth compass about the righteous.
See who's establishing everything? The wicked. The Bible says the wicked doth compass about the righteous. Read.
Therefore, wrong judgment proceedeth.
Therefore, wrong judgment proceeds. That's why you read in the news somebody steals a TV in Texas and gets 10 years. Are you kidding me? 10 years for stealing a TV? Well, how much do you get for stealing a land? We got to start asking questions like that. Give me Psalms 94 and 20 and 21. Oh, by the way, all what they call the looters, is that the word they're using? Going into the store, and they got everybody's face, whoever didn't have a mask, hunting them down. They got grandmamas in jail. Grandmama went in and stole her medication from the pharmacy. They're giving grandma time. 65-year-old grandma, giving her time. She cannot afford the medication. She went in when they store CVS on fire and stole it. She's going to jail now. This is mad. You can't make this stuff up. I mean, it seems kind of humorous, but it's not. It's really sad and pathetic. Where we going?
Why don't they just take a medication from her? That'd be worse punishment than putting her in jail. Because she needed the medication. They said, no, you took the medication to live, but no, we're going to put you in jail.
Exactly. Psalms 94, 20 and 21.
The book of Psalms, chapter 94 and verse 20. Shall the throne of iniquity have fellowship with thee?
The throne, the word throne represents kingdom. Shall the kingdom of iniquity, give me another word for iniquity, brothers. Shall the kingdom of sin have fellowship with thee? The kingdom of sin in this verse here is America. Babylon the Great. Read it again.
Shall the throne of iniquity have fellowship with thee, which frameth mischief by a law?
You see that? Which frameth mischief by law. They made a law that said if you beat your kids, you go to jail. Then the subsection is unless you helping the white man. You help us, then you get jobs and money. That's mischief by law. Also under that falls allowing men to marry men, women to marry women. Read on.
They gather themselves together against the soul of the righteous.
And in case you brothers didn't know, you brothers and sisters, we are the righteous. Read that verse again.
They gather themselves together against the soul of the righteous and condemn the innocent blood.
And condemn the innocent blood. Give me Isaiah 59 and 8. Don't tell us the Bible ain't the true book. This is the only true book. Got out here playing games with people. Isaiah 59, and let's start at verse 8.
The book of Isaiah, chapter 59 and verse 8. The way of peace they know not.
Does the white man understand peace? It says the way of peace they know not. Read.
And there is no judgment in their goings.
When it says there's no judgment in their goings, mean true judgment of God. There's no judgment of God in their goings. Go ahead.
They have made them crooked paths.
They have created crooked paths. They made laws to deceive the people. That's what it means. They made themselves crooked paths. Go ahead.
Whosoever goeth therein shall not know peace.
If you try to follow the white man's example, whether politically or religiously, you will not find peace. Understand that. You will not find peace. Go ahead.
Therefore is judgment far from us.
Therefore is judgment far from our people. That's why no justice, no peace. That's why we always crying in the street. Because why? We're trying to go in the way of the political agenda. That ain't working. We try to be Christian. That ain't working either. No matter where we go. Let's sell drugs. That ain't working either. Read that verse again.
Therefore is judgment far from us.
That's why judgment is far from us. Come on.
Neither doth justice overtake us.
We have never seen true justice yet. Never. Read.
We wait for light, but behold obscurity.
We wait for light, meaning righteousness, but in the end, there's obscurity. Confusion, like they indict, who's the dude they indicted? And then he got off? In one of these things, Darren Will, he gets indicted, right? Did he get it? No, not him. There was another one who got indicted, but he didn't get convicted. There's a few of them. I can't think off the top of my head, off the dome. Oh, Trayvon Martin, thank you. It's George Zimmerman. He got indicted, but there was no conviction. We said, oh, maybe there's going to be light at the end of the tunnel. Oh, we suck again. We never get true light. I mean, it's true judgment.
The family that's right up the block that was marching all over the Bronx from Marley Graham,
Right.
saying, just wait, let's
Right.
just wait and let
Yes.
justice will prevail. Okay, they had signs all over their houses, picture everything. They were marching up and down the Bronx, and you keep hearing that from family after family after family. Don't burn nothing down, don't break nothing up, don't destroy the city. We just want justice to take its course. And just like the bishop just said, ain't nothing happening.
Exactly. Where we at?
Verse 9.
Go ahead.
Therefore is judgment far from us, neither doth justice overtake us. We wait for light, but behold obscurity, for brightness, but we walk in darkness. We grope for the wall like the blind.
We grope for the wall. We want support. We want a support system. But it says we grope for the wall like the blind gropes. We're going to read the precept. Go ahead.
And we grope as if we had no eyes.
We grope like we blind as hell, like we got no eyes. Like we can't see what's happening in this world. Go ahead.
We stumble at noon. We stumble at noonday, as in the night. We are in desolate places as dead men.
Give me that precept in Deuteronomy 28:29. This is the precept for that verse.
Deuteronomy chapter 28 and verse 29. And thou shalt grope at noonday, as the blind gropeth in darkness. And thou shalt not prosper in thy ways. And thou shalt be only oppressed and spoiled evermore.
Right. Now let's go back to Isaiah. The precept gives a little more detail to that now. Now we see the understanding there. Isaiah 59 and 10.
Isaiah 59 and 10. We grope for the wall like the blind.
Right, because when a blind man has a wall, him or her is able to support and find out where they're trying to get to. Go ahead.
And we grope as if we had no eyes.
And it says we grope as if we have no eyes. We're looking for a support system. Is politics the wall we should stand by? Is religion the wall we should stand by? Go ahead.
We stumble at noonday, as in the night.
Noonday is bright. The sun is at its peak, and we still can't see the obvious. We're getting killed in the street. We're being incarcerated at a phenomenal rate. We have a school-to-prison pipeline that got it, because that's how the society is set up. And we are still going, maybe if we just vote for the right person, we can make it. Like now, what's her name? Marilyn Mosley. Not saying she's wicked, but I'm just saying that that way is not the way God established for us. What did you say? No power. Right. There's no power in it for us. Okay. Where we at with verse?
That was verse 10.
Come up.
We are in desolate places as dead men.
Brothers, sisters, when you are not keeping God's commandments, our people are the walking dead. That's what those movies are about. What's that new zombie one they got? The Walking Dead. That's really a metaphor about us. Jake, right, our people. We are in desolate places, like dead men. Read.
We roar all like bears.
Yeah, marching and protesting, roaring like bears. Go ahead.
And mourn sore like doves.
And always crying like doves at the end. Come on.
We look for judgment.
We look for judgment. We want the right thing to come down. Justice, justice, justice. Come on.
But there is none for salvation, but it is far off from us.
You see how the Bible just got everything covered, brothers? The Bible got everything covered. Come on.
For our transgressions are multiplied before thee.
Now we understand why we get no justice. Why we don't get judgment. Because of our own transgressions. That's what verse 12 is saying. Go ahead.
And our sins testify against us.
Our own sins. Now, I don't know how many of y'all saw a few days ago. Abiel ain't here. They had at Baltimore, they had a dance-off. Did y'all see the dance-off? They had a group of black sodomites dancing. Nobody saw this on CNN? Damn. You saw it? I said, what the hell is this? Twerking for justice. Sodomites. That's just disgusting. It was straight up madness. Everybody clapping. I'm like, this is madness.
People are down there mad, and what the nigga get up and do? Start dancing. If you watch the protests, the CVS is on fire. They throwing bricks through the check cashing place, and some dude is in the street dancing.
Where we at, Captain?
Verse 12.
Go ahead.
For our transgressions are multiplied before thee, and our sins testify against us. For our transgressions are with us, and as for our iniquities, we know them.
Right, our people know they're in the midst of sin, but a lot of our people don't give a daggone. Go ahead.
In transgressing and lying against the Lord.
Wait, what's that word?
In transgressing and lying.
And lying, and lying, and lying, and lying. Go ahead.
Against the Lord, and departing away from our God, speaking oppression and revolt.
When it says speaking oppression and revolt, we speak politics. We speak false religion. That's what it means, speaking oppression and revolt. We speak everything except what the Bible says. Go ahead.
Conceiving and uttering from the heart words of falsehood.
You see that? Speak from your heart, brother. Speak from your heart. What comes out of your heart? Falsehood. Lies. Go ahead.
And judgment is turned away backward.
That's why we don't get true justice. Because of our evil, our transgressions and lies. Go ahead.
And justice standeth afar off, for truth is fallen in the street, and equity cannot enter.
Y'all see that? Do y'all see what we're reading? You're not going to find this in the Quran. You're not going to find this. This, in a nutshell, sums our people up and tells us what we need to do. But our people, no, I'm not, no, nope, 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 nope. So we're still going to suffer. Still going to suffer. Give me Zechariah 11 and 5.
Our people have been conditioned to resist reality. That's the reason why we smoke. That's the reason why we drink ourselves into an oblivion. That's the reason why we take drugs, because we want to be suspended in a high so that we don't have to face reality. That's our problem. So that's the reason why the Bible's, they can't grab the Bible. They want falsehood. They want an illusion. They want a pipe dream, but they don't want the reality that the Bible brings out. Okay? And this system has done a level of damage to our people that is unmeasurable. That is unmeasurable. I don't want to take away from your class.
Zechariah 11 and 5.
Zechariah chapter 11 verse 5. Whose possessors slay them.
In case you didn't realize it, we are the possession of America. We are possessed people. Read again.
Whose possessors slay them.
Are they killing us, brothers? Yes, they are. Read.
And hold themselves not guilty.
The Bible says they hold themselves not guilty. Now, show me that in the Quran. Show me that in the Gilgamesh epics. Show me that in the Buddhist papers or ISIS papers or the Book of the Dead. Show me that! You ain't going to find nothing like that but in the Bible. Read.
And they that sell them say, Blessed be the Lord, for I am rich.
That's what the white man says. Read that part again. And they that?
And they that sell them.
The white man sells us. He has sold us. Go ahead.
Say, Blessed be the Lord, for I am rich.
For I am rich. And that's why we were the first commodities on Wall Street. Go ahead.
And their own shepherds pity them not.
And our black ministers, our black political leaders do not pity us. Why? Because they're getting a check at the end of the day. That's what that verse is saying. Was that it, Captain?
Yes, sir.
Give me Isaiah 30 and 5. We're still talking about your American judicial system.
The book of Isaiah, chapter 30 and verse 5. They were all ashamed of a people that could not profit them.
This is summing up our people. In the ancient time, we trusted in Egypt to help us. But now today, this is a metaphor for our people trusting in New Egypt, which is the United States of America. Read it again.
They were all ashamed of a people that could not profit them.
Because we look for the white man to profit us, benefit us, and it's always to our detriment. Read.
Nor being help nor profit, but a shame and also a reproach.
This white man is a shame unto us and a reproach unto us. Give me Lamentations 4 and 17. We're still talking about the American judicial system. Our people keep talking about voting, 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 voting. It is the way. It is the way. Pray to Jesus. Pray to the image of the white Jesus. All righty. Lamentations 4:17.
Lamentations chapter 4, verse 17. As for us, our eyes as yet failed for our vain help. In our watching, we have watched for a nation that could not save us.
Yes, we keep watching for this American government to save us. Save us! Your political system, save us. Your religious leaders, save us. And we always at the bottom, incarcerated at a phenomenal rate. No justice and no peace. Give me Hosea 5 and 15. Hosea 5 and 15. There's a purpose behind all of this. There is a purpose. Let me read off some of them names. I had it printed out. Bear with me a second. Let me find the names of some of the brothers who recently passed, or not passed on, but were murdered. Let me click. Okay, Freddie Gray, Walter Scott, Eric Gardner, Michael Brown, Akai Gurley, Trayvon Martin, Ramarley Graham, Sean Bell, and the list goes on and on and on. But you Israelites, you brothers, sisters learning the Bible, you must understand there is a divine purpose behind it. We just read in Isaiah 59, because of our what? Transgressions and lying. So now watch this, Hosea 5:15.
Hosea chapter 5, verse 15. I will go and return to my place.
This is what God's message to us is. Go ahead.
Till they acknowledge their offense.
What is he waiting for us to do, brothers? Exactly. He's waiting for us to acknowledge our sins as the Israelites. Read.
And seek my face.
You seek his face by studying the Bible, studying the scriptures. That's how you seek his face. Go ahead.
In their affliction.
See that? In their affliction. That affliction sums up the murders of our people. The Most High rose up this white man to afflict us. We weren't brought here to prosper and to have give me a word for society, a lavish, phenomenal society and infrastructure. We weren't brought here for that. We were brought here to repent of our sins. That's why we were brought here. Our people don't want to accept that, though. No. We got political leaders, yeah.
You know what's the absolute proof on that? That we were not brought here to mingle ourselves and get tangled up in this system? The Most High in the New Testament, and you can't get no more New Testament than Revelation. He said, come out of her, my people. Because he don't want us. He's telling you our purpose for being here. That ye be not partakers of her sins. That's a separation there. He said, I didn't bring you over here for that.
Can I add something, Bishop? He read the scripture again.
Hosea chapter 5, verse 15. I will go and return to my place till they acknowledge their offense.
Why does the Most High say, I will go and return to my place? And I'm asking you this because I'm going to line up the answer for you in the question. In my spare time, I like to watch the camps. And I was watching Atlanta camp. And I was watching this loudmouth Negro attack them with an Africa sign on his neck. And he was complaining about the men saying, what are you doing? I'm going to march. You people just come out here with your Bibles. And you're going to get a lot of that. People just running their yap, questioning, why are you out here with the Bible? And y'all better know how to answer them. Okay, when a Negro comes out or some loudmouth woman comes out running her mouth, asking you, what you going to do with this Bible? And they try to flip it on you, you got to have the right answer. And this is where you start. Read it again.
I will go and return to my place.
Why does the Most High say, I will return unto my place? No hands is going up. For why the Most High says, I will please. Young man on the end. That's right. Just tell me what he means by I will go and return unto my place. He ain't helping us no more. Because the first thing a Negro is going to ask you is, where is your God? Your God is supposed to be so powerful. Where is your God? Y'all don't get that? Y'all got to know how to be able to light back into their behind when they start asking questions. Read it again.
I will go and return to my place.
I'm not making my presence known unto you Negroes no more. Read on.
Till they acknowledge their offense.
Until you acknowledge that you are going against the laws, statutes, and the commandments that I gave unto you to help you. That's the answer you're supposed to say unto them. That's why you're not seeing the presence of God. Because you Negroes are wicked and ungodly. That's why he put the Bible together. That's why he drowned the earth in the beginning. Okay, take them back to Noah. He had Noah speaking for how long? 100 and something years telling the people, you wicked, I'm going to destroy you. And the Most High is just doing everything over and over and over. That's why he sent all those prophets. He didn't write the book because he had nothing better to do. And that's how you got to talk to these people. That's why you hear. The people who are here is because they've acknowledged that we did something wrong. And that's why we're in the street trying to find the people who feel like, look, I did something wrong. Do you men have the answers, you men with the purple and gold? Can you help us? Because them people protesting and marching don't know a damn thing. All they know how to throw rocks and dance and twerk. And then complain to the white man and ask for him to help. So the Most High said, what? Read it one more time.
I will go and return to my place till they acknowledge their offense.
Read on.
And seek my face.
And that's what we're doing now while we're coming together. The Bible has it documented that 1/3 of our people is going to come back to the Lord with their head down saying, I'm sorry. Help us. And that's what we're in the street looking for. We ain't protesting. We ain't asking the white man for justice. We don't want their help. We don't want nothing to do with what they're doing. And y'all got to remember the program. Read on.
In their affliction, they will seek me early.
That's why you don't see our God. Because he's putting his foot in your behind. He's allowing the destruction to happen to you so that the people that got sense, who are connected to God, who have a spirit in them that can discern right from wrong, is going to say, look, God, help us. And that's the way y'all speak to the people. We don't have to explain ourselves. If you don't understand it, go down the block and twerk. Go dance with them people. Go march with them people. Go break another CVS up. We don't care.
So y'all see that, in their affliction. And those were in their affliction. Those 3 words, the Most High is explaining why Freddie Gray's dead, why Walter Scott is dead, why Eric Gardner was murdered. They're all murdered. Michael Brown, Kai Garley, Trayvon Martin, Ramarley Graham, Sean Bell, and so on and so on and so on. And it's only going to continue. It's not going to stop. Until the 1/3 of Israel, that number comes in, our people are going to die at a phenomenal rate. Read it again.
Read that verse again.
I will go and return to my place.
So the Most High said, I'm going to turn my back on you. That's what he's saying. I'm going to walk away from you, and I'm going to allow you to get destroyed by your enemies. Go ahead.
Till they acknowledge.
That's the word I wanted right there. What?
Till they.
Again?
Till they.
Meaning until. The until is what the Most High say. I'm not coming back until. What is it that he wants from us? Read the next piece.
Acknowledge their offense.
That's what the Most High is looking for. He wants us to acknowledge something. He wants us to acknowledge the reason why all this is happening to us. He wants us to acknowledge that we broke his commandments. That's what he's saying. Until they acknowledge what they did to me. That's what the Most High said. I'm going to turn my back on you because you don't want to walk the way I want you to walk. So you don't want to listen to me, your father? I'm going to allow you to get jacked up. Until you get enough damn sense to realize what you did to me. Then when you realize what you did to me, then I'll come and speak. That's what he's saying. Read it again.
I will go and return to my place till they acknowledge their offense.
So I'm not coming back to do anything for you until you realize what you've done against me.
And seek my face. In their affliction, they will seek.
When you get in your behinds whipped, when you get shot, hung, jailed, in your affliction,
they will seek me early.
Then you're going to say, Lord, what did we do against you? That's what Jeremiah is talking about. What is our offense that we did against the Most High that caused all this great evil to come upon us? All right.
The brothers out in Baltimore sent a text to Deacon Dunn, Free Brothers who's on Glide. And back to the whole point we're reading about right here. In their offense, they will seek me early. They're going to seek them because the prophets of God is going to be in the street teaching the people. And when they're going to understand that in the past with marching and Dr. King and Al Sharpton and these guys, they've never had a solution to the problems. The solutions are found in the Bible. How to come back to a rightful place is found in the Bible. But I want you to hear this because I found this very interesting. It says, we just interviewed a Blood in the Crip. They said, we mess with y'all. Y'all are more structured and organized about the people. They said, y'all see things we don't. Yeah, we do see things they don't. We can open God's word and bring these words to life. Like what we just went over in Isaiah, what's it, 59 again? If you can't see that you're asleep, the Lord can't spell out as simple as it is. But you have gangbangers out there that's saying that they see the difference. Why? They're getting afflicted right now. They're getting afflicted. Because if it wasn't happening, more than likely they would try to rob and shoot us anyway. But because they're getting afflicted right now, they're seeking his face. And we are the face of God. We're opening this book up, and showing to them.
Captain Zephaniah is out there right now. And this is the picture that he just took. Just go
log
into our group me. Okay?
I'll do it right now.
And as we just said with that, Hosea, you men that are teaching that in the street, you don't just read that and keep it moving. Y'all should beat that in the head. Beat that in the head. You can strip that and break that down so that the people understand that this is why these things are going wrong in your community. You people are wicked and ungodly, and God is doing this to you, and only God can stop it. Okay,
that's the Bloods and Crips. And they said they see us more organized. We're opening this Bible. And we had the same response when we went to St. Louis.
Okay.
When they would tell us, please don't leave. Don't leave. Why? Most High is putting his foot in their backside. And then we're coming out there and we're showing them this book that you thought was the white man's book or lying Christianity, it's your book. And there's enough power in this book and godly men that's going to guide you. These are the prophets of the Most High. You all should be thrilled to know that you're part of this congregation. Oh, I'm blasting. I love it. That's what you all should be aspiring to do right there. All praises. Go back.
And that's the anointing of God. That's what that is. That's the anointing of God. That's a beautiful thing to see.
I'm sorry. Go back. The deacon said, go back.
That is the #1 call that we get on our phone. Can you come to our city? Can you come to our city? That's the #1 call.
Just keep in mind, this is only happening because of what we read. He says, I'm sorry, I will go and return to my place until they acknowledge their offense. In my face they will seek me early. It says, they will seek my face. In their affliction they will seek me early. In their affliction. They will be, other than that, they would not. Old people are stiff-necked. The Most High got to punish them. And when in them getting punished, they're going to try other avenues. They're going to try the voting. Then they're going to try the marching. They're going to try the churches. And they're going to realize none of it works. And they're going to come to the prophet of the Most High God.
Right there. There's another one right there. 70 Street Kings is another one.
Yeah,
We're preaching a lot of them. It's not just Bloods and Crips. There's a number of gangs out there that's hearing us out, hearing the word out.
You know why that's so heavy, what Bishop Kanai said? Because you can best believe there's all kind of preachers out there. There's all kind of different organizations out there and all of that. And just what you said, all of that's nothing.
They had a meeting. Jamal Nigga Bryant, I'm sorry. He had a meeting with pastors and Bloods and Crips to bring the Bloods and Crips together and come under that dead Christian garbage church. It's BS.
Just lies.
They said, but you brothers got the solution.
Hey, they went to, they had a stage out there. They would not let us speak on the mic.
Absolutely not.
They said, not you, Grunt. Y'all not with our agenda.
They said, we're going to mess with their money.
Exactly.
Okay? But understand, you brothers who are from the streets, who came from the streets, okay? I don't know how many of you were. Y'all know what it's like when you're running in the streets, and you know you're doing it on a day-by-day basis because you don't have no hope. You in the streets looking for something. So don't think just because you look at these men with the red or the blue, the Crips or whatever gang, and at the end of the day, they know that that's a dead end where they're going. And they're looking for answers. They're in the streets because they have no guidance. They're in the streets because they're looking for unity. They're in the streets because the people in their house don't care about them. They're in the streets because the school system has failed them. They're in the streets because they can't get no job. So when we come with this Bible and we bring it to life and we show them, yo, this is the cause of every single problem you got. Your drugs, your wicked mother, your wicked father, okay? No job, no education. We got the answer right here. That's why the Most High is going to raise us up and put us at the forefront of this thing.
That's what y'all got to see. You hit it right on the head because all of these gangs are a result of being on the fringe of society. Okay? And they're looking for real leadership to bring them into righteousness because they don't know which way to go. So they'll make up ways in darkness trying to find a way.
And when you interview these gang people, they all saying the same thing. I want to leave the streets. I want to leave the streets. Very few of them that you speak to that like it. They know it's a dead end. They know you can wind up shot. They know you can wind up in jail. They know you can lose your family. They don't want that. Okay? So when you give them an opportunity, something that they can touch, they can feel, they can grasp, because the Bible gives you hope. That's why we're here, because it's hope. It's real hope. It's not just talk. And that's why you brothers got to be able to bring this Bible to life.
Exactly. Get 2 Thessalonians 2 and 3. We just read, in our affliction, we will seek him early. There, as we said, there's a divine purpose behind us being afflicted. The divine purpose is meant for us to repent of our sins, to turn to the one true God. Now watch this. 2 Thessalonians 2 and 3.
2 Thessalonians chapter 2 and verse 3. Let no man deceive you by any means, for that day shall not come.
The day it's talking about is the second coming of Christ. The second coming of Christ will not come except what?
Except there come a falling away first.
Except the Israelites fall into captivity. Where are we now, brothers? Captivity. So that has come and gone. Read.
And that man of sin be revealed.
This is the part. And that man of sin be revealed.
The son of perdition.
The man of sin is your friendly neighborhood white man. How is he being revealed? He's being revealed as the wicked, the Bible speaks of, by us being afflicted. It's coming a time as we're being afflicted, we're able to say, this is the man of sin. The man who has been afflicting you, oppressing you for the past 400 to 500 years. This is the man of sin. And our people will start to open their eyes and repent. Read on.
Yeah. Let me just add one more thing. Y'all got to understand something about how the Most High did this thing. When I first heard the story about the brother dying, they showed a picture of him on life support, then they show him dead. Y'all not wrapping your mind around 80% of your spine being snapped. Something brutal and vicious happened to this man. And to show you how wicked they are, they're saying he did it to himself. Okay? Even you with all your strength, if you bang your head as hard, when have you ever heard of anything like that? Someone with that much force to take their head and bang it and snap 80% of your spine. They showed you him brutally being carried into the van like an animal. Then you hear that 80% of his spine was broken. That's what the bishop is talking about. The Most High is making things unfold in front of you where you got to step back and say, like the Bishop Kanai just said, this man is the devil. Look at what's his name that got choked out. Video camera, I can't breathe. I can't breathe, right in front of your face. And the powers that be see it and said they did nothing wrong. They were doing everything within their job description. That's a devil.
I can't breathe. 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 I can't breathe.
Sorry, EMS is here. Answer their questions, okay?
You can't breathe.
Yeah.
The dude that said, I can't breathe, and the Edomite said, F your breath.
Right! F your breath!
Oh, God! Stop fighting! Where the fuck is that? What the He shot me! He shot me! You mad, motherfucker! You hear me? I'm fucking mad! Oh, fuck up! Oh, God! Oh, he shot me! I didn't do shit! He shot me, man! Oh, my God! You didn't do shit? You didn't do shit? You hear me? I'm losing my breath. Fuck your breath.
And there's another one of them tasing someone in a jail cell till he passes out. For 5 minutes, they're holding him down, neck in his face. They electrocuted him. Okay? You see the cops coming and kicking him. They're on his back, his head, his neck, everything, just electrocuting him like an animal. Okay, you're a devil. That's what the Most High is trying to show us. That can happen to any of you. And you should not sleep comfortable in your beds knowing that that stuff is going on. If you can, then you are the devil also. It should move you to a place where you're like, look, we can't take this no more. We need God to come and intervene.
I was hesitant about bringing this up. I watched, or I was on Glide or one of the things early this morning, and the Captain Judah Mack, he put up something. I hope I could remember it verbatim the way he said it. he was listening to the radio or something, and he said that that there was a part in there where he had heard that there was a man that was released from prison after 25 years due to some evidence popped up, and they let him off. Now, he had spent 25 of his years locked up. The question was about, do we trust the justice system? That was the point, about trusting the justice system. Some people say, oh, let justice play itself out. Well, if that's the case, this brother had lost 25 years of his life. Then all of a sudden, the evidence came out that exonerated him. So the question was about, the question was about, why is it that all of the information is not coming out? That's what the situation was, about this boy that got killed. Asa, you with me? About the guy that died.
Right.
They're saying that certain information is not coming out. So they were saying, well, why don't you bring it out? They said, no. Then some people said, no, we're going to allow the justice system to take its course. That's what it was. I'm trying to remember, I'm trying to think about what he was talking about. Let the justice system take its course. So he said, okay, well, if we're going to feel like that, here's a brother that spent 25 years in jail, and when justice finally ran its course, they released him after 25 years. So Judah Mack said, well, wait a minute. Let me just see how often this happens. So he went online and he put it in there about people. He didn't even go through race or anything. He just said people that have been exonerated after long periods of time in jail. So he did it, and a whole lot of different sites came up. So he started going through each of them and come to find out that all of the ones that he checked were black men.
Yes. They made a show out of it about people who were wrongly incarcerated for many, many years. Okay? And the point that I'm trying to make is it happens more times than you are paying attention to. It's in the news today. A guy just was held for like 6 years, and they just let him go like nothing, like, go home, nigga. We can't put no charges on you. Go home. You're nothing. And only a demon would say, leave it. It cost them money. It cost them time. It costs manpower. It costs resources. This is at your taxpayers' dollars. And they're not looking at what's right and wrong. All they're looking is, how can we disrupt this man's life to the point where he has no life, where he's looked at as just nothing, that all he does is resign later on. They go back and they check all his arrests that he did. He did it a couple of times. You got to think about what it takes for a police officer to say, you know, just like we doing all this talking. As I said yesterday, what about that man they shot 8 times in his back? Nobody's talking about that. That was on TV in front of our face. You're a monster. The man is running away. There's no harm to you. You shoot him 8 times in his back and put a taser next to him. And you telling me that's not the damn devil? So the Most High is letting these things happen to show you that the devil is over you. Because some of y'all don't believe it. Y'all still see him as an angel of light. Y'all see him as he's my food, he's my resources, he's my job.
Exactly. Go back to that, Captain Isaac, 2 Thessalonians 2 and 3.
2 Thessalonians chapter 2 and verse 3. Let no man deceive you by any means, for that day shall not come, except there come a falling away first.
So the second coming of Christ will not come except the Israelites fall into captivity. Go ahead.
And that man of sin be revealed, the son of perdition.
So the man of sin must be revealed also before Christ returns. The man of sin is being revealed through you brothers teaching the Bible. And what makes it easier for us as the Most High allows us to be afflicted. When our people are being afflicted, which is the purpose is for us to do what, brothers? Repent. Repent. It's easier for us now. We can go into the scriptures and say, that's the man of sin. That is the wicked. Read.
Who opposeth and exalteth himself above all that is called God.
And in case you have any doubting Thomases in here, the man of sin is written, it says, who he would oppose and exalt himself above everything that's God. Who exalts himself and goes to space doing space travel? The so-called white man. Watch the next part. Read.
Or that is worship.
Who has exalted himself above anything that is worship? The white man. He set himself up as God in Christ. You don't believe me? Look at the Sistine Chapel. Look at the white image of Jesus. Where did it come from? The white man. Read.
So that he as God sitteth in the temple of God, showing himself that he is God.
Showing himself that he is God. His image is everywhere as God and Christ. Everywhere. Go ahead.
I want to touch something in the scripture that the bishop just read. Start it off again.
Let no man deceive you by any means, for that day shall not come except there come a falling away first, and that man of sin
hold it. And that man of sin. That man of sin. That's the reason why I wanted that word there. That man of sin. You want to know why it's important to stress man? Because oftentimes our people are so messed up. They hear about Satan, they hear about the devil and all of this, and they think it's talking about a puff of smoke with some horns on it flying around. They don't realize that it's literally talking about a man on this earth.
A race of man.
A race of man. That's what it's talking about. Not one man himself. The whole race. That's what it's talking about. Read that statement again.
Let no man deceive you by any means. For that
it ain't one man that's deceiving everybody. It's a race of people that's deceiving everybody. So once we get the understanding that, you know what? This Bible is talking about a race of people. It's talking about human beings, people on this earth. All we have to do is figure out which one is it. Because they're not floating out in space. They're here. That's what he said.
Is it the Chinese man?
It ain't the Chinese.
Is the African man?
That's what I want to get to. Once you understand that it's a man, only thing you have to do is start looking around the earth and see who fits what we're reading. That's my point. Come out of fairy tale land. This Bible ain't talking about no fairy tale. Read.
For that day shall not come, except there come a falling away first, and that man of sin.
And that race be revealed. And that race of sin
be revealed. The son of perdition.
The son of destruction, because that's their name. Their name is destruction. Come on.
Who opposeth and exalteth himself above all that is called God.
What race of people exalts himself above God? Is it the Chinese? That's what I'm saying. You got to go down the list. Process of elimination. You eliminate everybody except this red beast. Come on.
Or that is worship.
Who is worship? They ain't worshiping no Chinese man. They ain't worshiping no Arabs and Africans. They're worshiping the white man. And he put his damn image up for you to worship him.
Exactly. All praises. So we're discussing in brief the American judicial system. People like to talk about integration, integration, integration. Integration is the illusion of inclusion. We always tell you that. That's all integration is. It's an illusion. There's no true integration. If we're truly integrated, why are we economically lacking in all things if we are truly integrated? To be truly integrated, that means you're integrated into this system financially. We should be integrated into this man's system on an educational level, but we can't meet them on the same level. So integration is an illusion.
I'm going to be quiet after this.
No, you're not, but go ahead.
I'm going to be quiet after this. The whole trickery in integration was put towards us to soothe our mind from the reality of why we're really here. Understand something. You mentioned it earlier. This country was built on robbery, was built on rape, murder, thievery, lies, all of those things. If it took all of those attributes to set this country up, it will take those same acts to maintain it. Do y'all understand that? If you've acquired this land through robbery, you acquired it through rape, murder, trickery, you cannot turn around and be honest and expect to keep it. Because if you become honest, that means you have to undo the evils that you did to get it. So how in the hell could you expect real justice? How are you going to expect that? How are you going to really expect justice when the system was set up on murder? So you being the victims of all of the things that I mentioned earlier, it may cause you to want revenge. It may cause you to look at the situation and try to figure a way out of it. White man said, I can't have that. I got to come up with something to make them feel like they are a part of my system. That's where all of those things came in, what you were talking about. The educational system, it's a damn trick bag. The religious system, a trick bag. The politics, Republican, democratic system, okay? All that garbage is designed to make you think that you are a part of this system.
I saw a brother on the news. He was a Marine. He said, when I fought for this country, they called me a patriot. He said, but when I stand up for my people, I'm called a thug and a criminal.
We gave our lives for this country. And look at you. Is this what it's coming to, man? I love this fucking country too, just as much as you do. We fighting for a reason, man. I was willing to give my life for this country, man. Look at this community now, man. You're the same people I went to war with. Oh, man.
You tell me. I see that you're very emotional. You're very emotional. Tell me and explain to me where that's coming from.
This is crazy, man. They tell me we part of this country, man. How can we be? How can we be part of this country? Look at this, man.
But the state attorney just announced there's...
I heard that. I heard all that. It's the same script. Just a different time. See?
You don't believe charges in the end?
I don't believe anything until I see the end result. We got to stop being pacified. Every time they throw us a bone, they want us to calm down, man. We need to wait till the end result come in, man. But look, I was willing to give my life for this country. Look at my community, man. Look around here. The same people who we go to war with coming to war on us. When I was in the Marine Corps, they called me a patriot, a Marine. But now that I'm fighting for my people, they call me a fucking thug. No, I'm not sweetening nothing up. They call me a thug when I fight for my people.
So it sounds like you're not satisfied with the state attorney's announcement.
Look around. Would you be satisfied? Look around right here. Would you be satisfied with this if it was your community?
You're right. You got to look at the mentality of this, the way the system has our people thinking. Okay, I want to go to Psalms 106. Go to Psalms 106, because if we're truly integrated, why do we get the worst education? The education we get makes us good workers. That's it. The education we get as a people is not meant to make us producers or distributors or owners. The level of education we get, we are wage earners. That's it. Wage slaves. That's it. Wage slaves. That's it. We're not brought here. We're not integrated into this man's educational system to become CEOs, to become distributors, producers, owners, anything of that label. Let me show you integration. Psalms 106:35. Psalms 106:35. Integration.
The book of Psalms, chapter 106, verse 35. But were mingled among the heathen.
Read the verse above it. Read the
verse 34. They did not destroy the nations concerning whom the Lord commanded them.
So what y'all need to understand, when we came out of Egypt, the Most High told the Israelites, destroy certain nations. Destroy them. Don't play with them. Don't respect them. He commanded us, destroy them. Y'all got to understand the mindset of a God. Right. Y'all don't understand. Y'all say, oh, I believe in the Bible. No, you don't understand this book. You got all these nations. Oh, they're my friends. Right. God said when we came in power, he said, destroy that nation over there.
Exactly.
Destroy that nation and destroy that nation. We got simple and said, I don't want to.
Yes.
I don't know. Like Saul. Saul got simple. Most I said, destroy all Amalek, which is Edomites, right. A remnant of Esau. Saul said, well, I'm going to keep certain groups of them alive.
Right.
Most I got mad at that thing. Read that again.
They did not destroy the nations concerning whom the Lord commanded them.
Watch this.
But were mingled among the heathen.
But were mingled among the heathen. And what happened when we mingled amongst them?
And learned their works.
We learned their works. We started to worship their images, worship their gods, have sex and marriages with their women, follow their philosophies. That's what happened. As a result, watch this. Get Deuteronomy 28:43.
The stranger that is within thee shall get up above thee very high.
Stop. When we came out of Egypt, other nations ran out behind us, a mixed multitude. So when we were in the wilderness, Moses told us, if you break God's commandments, you see them groups of nations that ran behind y'all to escape Pharaoh? God said, I will make them, put them above you very high. We didn't believe nothing Moses said. Read it again.
The stranger that is within thee shall get up above thee very high, and thou shalt come down very low.
That's the result of integration. Because we sinned and became mingled, the other nations rose up above us. We went down very low. No longer were we the top nation. Watch this.
He shall lend to thee.
He shall lend to thee. Why? Because the other nations would own everything. Read.
And thou shalt not lend to him.
We can't lend to him because we don't own nothing. That's what integration has done to us. Read.
He shall be the head, and thou shalt be the tail.
That's the result of integration. That is the result of a multicultural curriculum. We will be on the Bible. We were meant to be a separate people and dominate and rule the nations, but we didn't follow God's commandments. So here we today. Now it's time for us to rise up. Yes.
That's the equivalent of, you know how the Edomites, they get mad when black people move in the neighborhood? This was with us first. The Most High was explaining to us, there goes the neighborhood when you let them people move in. And we didn't listen. Okay? They brought down our property value. They brought down everything. The Most High was already explaining to us, keep them people away from here. Don't let them East Indians move in. Don't let them Moabs move in. Don't let them Arabs move in. Okay? He was telling us, you want to keep your community, you want to keep your property value, stay separate from them. And we didn't listen. So now they're telling us when we move in their neighborhood, there goes the neighborhood.
Let's go right back to Isaiah 30, verse 5.
The book of Isaiah, chapter 30 and verse 5. They were all ashamed of a people that could not profit them.
See what happened when we got integrated? We got integrated, and we thought these people could help us, but the Bible says we became ashamed of them. Read it again.
They were all ashamed of a people that could not profit them.
This white man is not set up for our profit. This white man is not set up to teach us how to be CEOs, owners, producers, distributors. He's not set up for that. Understand that. Our people are, I'm confused. Why can't we get in? He'll let a few of us slip through that door and keep a tight leash on us.
That's the token Negro.
Right.
That's the one just for show.
Exactly.
That's the shut up Negro.
Exactly.
That's the look. I gave him a job in my company. Y'all shut up.
That's the keep hope alive Negro.
Okay, he's the only one that's going to get the job, and the rest of you shut up. And that's what he's using the pastors for. What type of pastor need a Rolls Royce, a Bentley, a mansion, a jet? You Negroes are stupid. While y'all don't have jobs, y'all don't have education, y'all can barely put food on your table, and y'all giving that pastor money for a $500,000 car, a multi-million-dollar mansion, and your condition don't change. You get what you deserve.
We're talking bling and Bentleys and the Bible.
There is no secret what God can do. You see my bling, you see my Bentley, and you see my glory, but you don't know my story.
Well, the man you just heard from joins me now. Good morning to Bishop Ron Gibson. Good to have you with us.
Good to be here, Victor. Thank you very much. I have a Benz and a Bentley. Yes, I like both of those cars. I was blessed. I've been pastoring 26 years, you know, and I founded our church. It's a large vision that God has given us. So that's going to take money to finance the kingdom of God. It's going to take money to finance the kingdom of God. It's going to take money to finance the kingdom of God. It's going to take money to finance the kingdom of God.
Exactly. Read that again.
They were all ashamed of a people that could not profit them, nor be in help nor profit, but a shame and also a reproach.
So we are ashamed. And these are the verses we got to bring out to our people. So if you watch the news on a Caucasian news network, CNN, you see Baltimore has CVS and it got Jake burned it down. You got a black mayor, you got a black police commissioner, and a black assistant district attorney. So the black mayor, Stephanie Rawlings Black, she stated that she begged, listen to the word, she begged CVS, she was on the phone with them for hours, begging them to return to West Baltimore, not to pick up and leave, say, F those people. Do y'all realize when things, oh, they burned up, they get big insurance. You know the insurance, you know CVS was on the phone with their insurance company. Hey, you checking the news? Yeah, my paper's already faxed over to you. Give me that check right now. That's what happened. They got insurance. Yes. Understand, they got insurance. Don't be feeling bad for CVS.
Yes.
So she begged CVS to return and was crying that people need their prescriptions. It was noted that the area of Baltimore also had no supermarket. West Baltimore has no supermarket. Listen good to what I'm saying. The black mayor said she feared businesses leaving Baltimore. Let me tell you what she meant by that. When she said she feared businesses, What do you think she meant? She feared white people and the other nations, the strangers that is among you, leaving us. I'm not afraid of that thing. Don't be afraid of that thing. I'm going to tell you something. That Negro, can you pull his picture up? My wife used to love this dude, so I'm going to talk about it. That's her friend. Pastor Jamal Bryant. He set up a meeting with 150 ministers on one day, then from Baltimore. Then the next day it said he had another meeting with 500 ministers from Baltimore alone on what they can do to keep the peace. So, just for a moment, let's talk about the gross perversion. Listen good to what I'm saying. The gross perversion of their tithes and offerings that they make. These Negroes, you got to put it to these preachers. They don't give a damn about their people. Why does Stephanie Rawlings Black, the mayor, got to beg CVS?
Exactly.
Why? Why you got to beg the white man to keep businesses in the community when you got all these rich ministers? Listen good to what I'm saying. Rich ministers, 500 of them. Are you kidding me? Okay, we got 500 ministers, right? Let's just lowball it. Lowball it. They make on one Sunday, let's say they make $3,000, right? Hypothetically, that's all they make, $3,000 for one Sunday. What is 10% of 3,000? 300. 300 multiplied by 500 ministers? Come on. Y'all know I'm not good. 150,000? That's on one Sunday. Them 5 Negroes get together. All they got to do is say, look, nigga, just put 10% aside. You ain't got to give the whole 3,000 for that Sunday. Just give 10%. 150,000. Do you know what you could do with 150,000? That's just one Sunday. I'm going to show you how a nigga ain't no good. I'm sorry for using the word. But they ain't no good. There's no
other word to use, Bishop. Search the vocabulary.
I'm with Deacon. I thought sometimes there's no substitute. Sometimes you have to use
You got to say it.
This is one of those cases.
Let it roll off your tongue, Bishop.
So that's just for one Sunday. One Sunday they could build and get another seat, get a right, build your own pharmacy. Build your own supermarket. And what can you do me? Give me how much was it for one Sunday? Do it for the whole year, please.
It was
for 52 weeks.
150,000 one Sunday, 600,000 for a month, and 7,200,000 for a year.
Do you see that? And that's just 10% of the little money. And when I said they make 3,000 in one Sunday, that's low ball. That's low because they make way more than that. We all got grandmamas and mamas that give their whole check sometimes to these people. Yeah. So, right between the cleavage, here's all the money.
It's all sweaty.
Hey. Y'all just dropped some bombs on that table there. Bezalel, how much for the year?
7.8 million.
Right, exactly. Right, okay. So that's a bonus. So let's just deal with the $7 million. $7 million a year, right? Let's just say that $7 million a year. Do y'all understand the reason why the white man pays so much attention to what goes in your head? Why he spends money on his television to destroy destroy the process of your common sense so you can't think like what we just came up with? That was easy.
And like you said, math don't discriminate.
No, it don't matter. It does not discriminate. Any group of people can do that, and that's the numbers you're going to get.
Bishop, they get what they deserve. You Negroes get what you deserve. Y'all saw that show, Pastors of L.A.?
Yes.
Y'all see the houses they live in? Then they got another show with their nasty daughters. I don't know what it is, where they're showing their daughters fighting, and they in clubs. They hooking up on Negroes. They dancing naked. Okay, and they're taking your money. You deserve what you get. You deserve it. You make them live those lavish lifestyles, those houses and everything. And they can repair all the damage that was done to that neighborhood in a month. In 1 month, they can look, if they're thinking the way we are and they're connected to the Most High on the level where we are, they could be like, look, Mr. White Man, leave. We don't want no more Chinese restaurants in our neighborhood. Let all them people leave. Let all the halal shops leave. Take your CVS out. I'm going to put my businesses in there and employ my people.
And you know what happened? The white man wouldn't allow them to do that. because they become self-sufficient.
Exactly.
They need you to always need them. It's called the pimp hoe effect.
Right. Exactly.
They keep you all in them.
Exactly. The lot of people hear about what happened during Black Wall Street. People hear about Black Wall Street, and a lot of our people really can't believe that we did that. Even to this day, some people still can't believe that Black Wall Street really existed. I'm talking about that whole thing where we were self-sufficient.
There were several other areas also.
Right. Right. Y'all follow me? It was because of something simple as what we just realized. Okay, so it can happen.
Bishop.
But just like Bishop Kanai brought out, they will drop the bomb on them again.
Y'all going to see that what we saying is not just talk.
Exactly. Thank you,
Okay?
Deacon. Thank you. That's it right there.
Listen to this white man speak. Listen to him speak.
Hey, if you don't believe you're black people,
yes,
listen to the white man.
Okay? Listen to your God.
Hi, guys. Black America is potentially the most dangerous group of humans alive today. Dangerous to who? Dangerous to the corporate empire, Illuminati, imperial scum, whatever you want to call them, white supremacists. Why are they dangerous? Well, there's 45 million black Americans. And the reason they're dangerous is because they're quite easily united. It might seem not true because there's so much division within black people in America, but the only reason they're divided is because the corporate empire spends billions of dollars keeping them divided because they are potentially dangerous. What makes them dangerous? Well, 45 million people united in the US would be very dangerous. What kind of things is dangerous? Well, you might think I'm talking about protesting or getting together and rallying and that kind of stuff. Well, no, that's not dangerous because the US can handle that stuff. They're set up for it. They can imprison an indefinite amount of people. That's not the kind of danger I'm talking about. 45 million people united could do some serious damage to the financial market. I mean, if you had 45 million united people that got together and decided they're going to create an alliance and they're going to decide on a daily basis how they spend their money, that would be dangerous. The thing that threatens the corporate empire, Illuminati, whatever you want to call them, the thing that really threatens them is a group that can control their bank accounts. So really, for me, it's really simple. Black America needs to unite for one reason, to control how black money is spent. That's it. That's it in a nutshell. If Black America united 100% and created websites, Facebook, whatever, a way where there's a body or a board or whatever, and you guys decide how you're going to spend your money on a daily basis, it's a game changer. It means that you control the scum that is oppressing you. They will not be able to handle that. It's a big thing. I know it's a really hard thing to organize, but you can do it because Black America is a united people, really. They're a natural race that identifies with each other and supports each other, really. I mean, the divisions are just corporate empire scum investing money into keeping you guys divided. So I'd forget about it. Don't even think that you can't do it, because you can. And it's that simple. Control how black money is spent and you win the game.
The Most High wants us to do this thing. I know it's a fearful thing. Like I was in Texas and we discussed those 20, y'all saw in the news, the 20 black teachers that got arrested for altering the grades. Some of them got 8 to 20 years. And not to justify that that's okay, but I understand the mindset why they did it. When the students get low grades, listen good what I'm saying. This government says, okay, they got low scores, we're going to reduce funding for those public schools. Y'all with me so far? If they reduce funding, what happens with the teachers? They get fired. That is always the stipulation with blacks and Latinos. That stipulation is not for white schools at all. So these teachers say, hey, we want to keep our job. Hey, listen, we got, and remember, these tests, the wording on these tests is not meant for black and Latinos at all. The way they talk about going out on yacht trips, or I'm just giving a stupid example. But I remember when I worked at, what's the school? George Washington High School. All Simeon up there, and they said, we want to take the test in Spanish. What's it called, ES? Yes, so we went to Spanish. So they said, I said, hey, I don't think I should do that. They said, because I was doing security, I was always talking with them. They said, no, we're going to do it. So they put in a petition, got the test in Spanish. Lo and behold, the Spanish on that test was not the Spanish the Dominicans spoke. They sat there for hours. A lot of women, girls was crying because they could not understand the freak they was talking about. It had, yeah, right, it's Spain Spanish. So the same thing with English, and it happens. So many of these black teachers went to jail for, they call it, the crime was racketeering. You know what racketeering is, right? That's what they charge mobsters with, for extorting money. So they said, well, maybe the teachers got bonuses because they altered the grades. None of the teachers got bonuses, but they still went to jail for racketeering. And I'm looking, I said, so what we going to do about it? All these mostly black women got the degrees for these teaching. A lot of them are fearful to take a step. Make your own, I can't say the word effing, but make your own schools. We can create our own schools if we want. Listen to the word, if we want. Why you got to go to white man's school and suffer under him?
Do you remember recently, within the last year or two, a mother was arrested and went to jail for putting her mother's address so her child can go to a better school. Instead of pulling the kid out to school and saying, you got to go here, they arrested and locked the mother up.
Every parent wants to give their child the best education possible. One Ohio mom is currently sitting in jail, accused of illegally trying to get her daughters into a better school district. Should she be serving time, or was she justified? Our Andrew Canning is here with more on this mother's crime and her punishment here. This is going to really light up our message board.
Yeah, it is a big debate right now, Robin. Kelly Williams Bowler is serving a 10-day sentence. She falsified residency records, and prosecutors say a private investigator even caught her red-handed on video living in the wrong district. Bowler says all she wanted to do was help her daughters escape their crime-ridden Akron neighborhood.
It's overwhelming. I'm exhausted. I did this for them, so there it is.
Kelly Williams Bowler's decision to try to give her daughters a better life has now landed her behind bars. It started 4 years ago when Bowler, who lives in a poorer section of Akron, Ohio, sent her daughters to a highly ranked school in a neighboring district. The problem is, it wasn't her district, it was her father's, and her children weren't eligible to go there. She says she did it to keep them safe, and that she lived part-time with her dad.
When my home got broken into, I felt it was my duty to do something else.
But school officials said she was cheating, getting a quality education for her daughters without paying the right taxes to fund it.
Those dollars need to stay home with our students.
The school system says Bowler lied about her address, falsified records, and when confronted, had her father file false court papers to game the system. The district even hired a private investigator to follow her. She was ordered to pay $30,000 in back tuition, but refused and was indicted.
Ask yourself why would you believe a word she told you on the stand?
Bowler claims she was singled out.
This is not a murder trial. It's not.
I felt that some punishment or deterrent was needed for other individuals who might think to defraud the various school systems.
My girls need me. I've never, ever went a day without seeing them off. Never.
The case has now divided a city.
Why they chose this particular young lady, this particular girl, and not anyone else.
And left many wondering how far a mother should go to give her children a better life.
I don't think they wanted money. I think they wanted me to be an example.
100 other families were investigated at the same time as Bowler. 3 agreed to stay and pay tuition. The others either proved they were residents of the district or admitted guilt. Only Bowler fought the school district.
And she wants to be a teacher, and now that could be in jeopardy.
She is only 12 credit hours away from her teacher's license. Now that she's been convicted of a felony, that is in jeopardy. She's also a teacher's aide, and her job, of course, is in jeopardy as well.
How much money are they spending trying to go after these families?
They spent thousands of dollars on the attorney fees and the private investigator fees. They claim, though, that the taxes that they're losing from these people is much more than that.
And if you talk, I mean, it's buzzing right here in our studio right now, and people are very aware of yes, it's not you're not supposed to do that, but people do it because they're just trying to get their kid a better education. The best way they can.
School districts are a hot button issue for people.
Absolutely, and the president talked about that a lot.
What the scripture that we're coming up, what the bishop about to go over right now, is the same thing the Lord was telling us in Zephaniah. Gather yourself together. Come out of this way. Stop looking for them. Stop looking. We have what the resource we have amongst each other right now. We just have to come at that niggard mind and work together, and we'll be okay. He's putting the bodies here right now to do it. We keep on looking to them. For, like the deacon said, we're looking from justice. If it happens, we're not looking for justice. We're just here to tell the people what to do so we can buy time until Christ returns.
And Bishop, I don't know if y'all understand this. Those of you who have kids in the public school system, they're doing the same thing now in the New York schools. They have 2 tests that they give. I think one is at 3rd grade, and I forgot the next one. It's a state test that if your kid fails it, they just leave them behind. So I was looking at the news last week, and they said a record number of parents did not send their kids to school to take that test because the test is putting so much pressure and anxiety on the mothers, on the teachers, and everything. The government sat back and said, we're going to design this. And all it's doing is putting harm on the children, harm on the teachers, okay? A system is already set up for failure, and the government is saying that it's going to work, and the people have no voice. So what they did, I don't know what the statistics were, but it was record-breaking numbers of kids that did not go to school that week because the parents said, I know my kid is not going to pass that test. It's not that it's stupid, the child is stupid, it's just the pressure that you're putting on them for success does not make no sense. The guidelines that you put in place are foolish. And you're going to base my whole child's intelligence on this one test. And the pressure that's on them is breaking the child, breaking the parents, and breaking the teachers.
Read that, Revelation 18:4.
Revelation chapter 18 and verse 4. And I heard another voice from heaven saying, Come out of her, my people, that ye be not partakers of her sins, and that ye receive not of her plagues.
So the Most High wants us to come out from them. That's when we're discussing things like Black Wall Street and all that is Bible-based. That's what our forefathers did in the book of Acts. Show me that, Isaac. Acts 4, and it's around verse 34, somewhere like that. That is the foundation of where they got it from. But in these last days, many of us are afraid. Very, very afraid. Is that it, verse 34?
Yes, sir.
Come on.
The book of Acts, chapter 4, verse 34. Neither was there any among them that lacked, for as many as were possessors of lands or houses sold them, and brought the prices of the things that were sold, and laid them down at the apostles' feet, and distribution was made unto every man according as he had need.
So they made sure, they set up their own community. That's what they did, to make sure nobody lacked. They made sure everybody was provided for. That's what our forefathers did during Black Wall. Black Wall Street is an illustration of what we just read in the scriptures. That's an illustration. So what we afraid for? Give me that Psalms 133 and 1. Go ahead.
Psalms 133 and verse 1. Behold, how good and how pleasant it is for brethren to dwell together together in unity.
Now that right there is an example. You might read that and think it's just talking about a batch of brothers sitting together. It's more than that. What we read in Acts is an example of them dwelling together in unity, working together as one. One mind, one goal, one aim. Go ahead.
It is like the precious ointment upon the head that ran down upon the beard, even Aaron's beard.
So it was a precious ointment. So God says unity amongst Israel is like that. You can't beat that thing. What's that?
What he's saying is that when brothers work together like that, when it says it's like the ointment upon the beard, that was the ointment we used when we anointed. That was a holy ointment that was separate, consecrated, and it was to bless the people. So the Lord said when you operate like that as a unity, it's a blessing. He's going to bless your endeavors. You're going to work together. That's where it goes back to Zephaniah. Gather yourself together, O nation that's desired. Them that have wrought judgment, those that are keeping the commandments, God said, I'm going to bless you all with all that you need. Work together.
Give 1 Corinthians 12:12.
1 Corinthians chapter 12 and verse 12. For as the body is one and hath many members, and all the members of that one body, being many, are one body.
So although there's many members, especially of our congregation, there's many members, but the Bible says we are what? One. We are one. One mind, one goal, one aim. Read it again, Captain.
For as the body is one and hath many members, and all the members of that one body, being many, are one body, so also is Christ.
That's how Christ rolls. Christ, the Spirit of Christ is one of unity. It's a spirit, it's a unifying spirit. It is not a spirit of division. It is not a spirit of I do me. It's a spirit of coming together and creating and doing things in the earth. I'm going to give an example. Watch this. We like to say we on the spirit. Get me. Watch this. I talked about this a few days ago. Wait, real quick. Y'all saw what they did in Baltimore about the Orioles game, right? Mm-hmm. They said, don't let them niggas in here. Don't let none of them. They closed the Orioles versus the White Sox. Nobody could go. Hey, you ain't getting another penny from me. How about that? But our people will still support that madness. Send money in. Still buy the baseball caps. Oh, Orioles, and wouldn't let you sit and watch the game. Yeah, and a $10 hot dog. Get me a podcast. You know what I'm talking about, right? On iTunes. I want y'all to see the ratings. At Passover, how many people did we have? A minimum of 800. So that means there's about 400 brothers and sisters amongst us who's full of ish. Dead weight. That's some of y'all in here. So my point was this. We are no longer in the top 10. Us being in the top 10 makes the world acknowledge this truth. They hear it. By us not being in the top 10, we get bumped out. Nobody hears us no more. We cannot blame the white man for that. That's what I want y'all to see. We have to learn to work together as one. That way we can confront Christianity on a major goal. You brothers don't want that thing? We want to shut Christianity down so that our people can repent. But we need the help of every man and woman. All hands on deck to get our ratings up. And once you rate it, you have to download it because iTunes measures all of that. How many people rated it versus how many people downloaded it. Some brothers rated it, but nobody downloaded it. So our standing goes lower and lower and lower. Because for the first week, we was neck and neck with Joel Osteen. And that was some good stuff. Esau started putting hate things on us for us. Now they said, boop, we bumped out of the way. They said, oh, there ain't no competition for us. So that's why we need every man and woman to help. Join in this fight with us. Us up here can't do the fight alone. We need the help of the nation to stand behind us in this work. There was a video of a brother that got yoked up and beat in the street by Esau, and they said he had drugs on him. We discussed it a few weeks ago. And the brother said he's not a drug dealer. He's had the same job for 35 years. And it turned out that one of the cops had planted evidence. Y'all familiar with that? So now this is the police video of what happened inside after the arrest, the initial arrest. The brother that got arrested is on the far right, off screen. He's on the right side.
It's the secret video Inkster police didn't turn over. Officers laughing, celebrating, and fist-pumping each other after Floyd Dent was beaten during a traffic stop.
It's disgusting.
and they make fun of him, and he's right there watching it go down.
Tonight, only the defenders have the video police never wanted you to see.
It tops our news tonight at 11. After the beating, Floyd Dent had broken ribs and was bleeding everywhere.
And this new video shows what appears to be officers making fun of Floyd Dent instead of taking him to the hospital.
Tonight, defender Kevin Deitch joins us live. And Kevin, Inkster police never wanted this video getting out.
Well, they never turned it over, and what's most concerning about this is they were laughing and joking and making fun of Floyd Dent, but they did it after the beating, but before anyone even considered taking Floyd Dent to see a doctor. Take a look. You pay their salaries, the job to serve and protect. In Inkster, this is how sworn paid police officers reacted to the beating of Floyd Dent. As they clean Floyd's blood off their hands and uniform with disinfectant, they appear to be laughing and joking, even celebrating with fist pumps. And then another puts his hand up. A moment later, he gets a fist bump too. Greg Roll is Floyd Dent's attorney.
Because quite honestly, they're disgusting. They show officers making fun of Floyd. They show them congratulating each other for this beatdown. And the whole time he's there watching it.
There is no audio with the video, which may be a good thing for the officers. The Inkster police appear to be reliving the arrest, and Floyd Dent is just off camera watching and listening to it all.
He's bleeding like a sieve, okay? There's blood everywhere.
The officers don't seem in any hurry to get Floyd Dent to the hospital or at all disturbed by what happened at the scene. They appear happy, pleased, even celebratory over the arrest of a man who was just choked, kicked, tased, and punched 16 times in the head.
Anyone that took part at all from the time of the arrest to the time of what happened to him at the station should all be held accountable.
If that doesn't upset you, maybe this will. As the officers continue wiping Floyd's blood off them, an officer who is on the clock decides to do a little acting. He lays down on a bench and imitates Floyd Dent being on the ground at the scene. Another officer watching this appears to roar with laughter. This acting out of a police beating doesn't seem to disgust any of the officers on scene. No one reported his ghoulish behavior. While the cop imitates Floyd Dent, who is suffering from a closed head injury and broken ribs, has still not seen a doctor.
So highly unprofessional. It's outrageous.
Floyd Dent could not even respond to the video. He was too upset by it. He told me last week police humiliated him at the station.
These cops should be locked up for what they did. I mean, I feel they should be too. All of them. All of them was behind it. Okay? Man, you don't know.
Thank you, bro.
I mean, the look they gave me when I was in that jail cell, like, you know, that I was just dirt to them.
When the Wayne County prosecutor saw the video, she threw out Dent's charges and issued new criminal charges against Officer William Melendez, the now fired officer who was choking and punching Dent.
That Mr. Dent's drug charge will be dismissed in the best interest of justice. And accordingly, Mr. William Melendez is being charged by our office.
When all videos were requested by the defense, someone in the department decided not to send these clips. Dent's attorney says the second someone in authority observed officers making fun of an injured prisoner, both the prosecutor and the defense should have been notified and given copies.
I feel like I have to apologize as a white male in America for what happened to Floyd Dent. It's an outrage. I'm absolutely stunned and disturbed that this could happen.
William Melendez was fired. Chief Vicki Yost has resigned. Others caught on tape both at the scene and at the police station are finally, almost 2 months after the incident, being investigated.
And what about the other officers in that video? The answer to you is they will be under investigation as well.
The Inkster City Council has ordered the city manager and the city attorney to provide a detailed account of their involvement and response to the Dent-Melendez incident.
These officers, they just didn't care. And the way they treated me at the police station.
So as it stands tonight, Officer William Melendez has been fired from the Inkster Police Department and is charged with assault and misconduct. Chief Vicky Yost has resigned, but none of the other officers who were at the scene and none of the other officers you saw in that video tonight have been disciplined. They are all still in their current jobs doing their roles as if nothing at all has happened. Reporting live, Kevin Dietz, Defenders.
And Kevin, we know the mayor has asked really for a full accounting of the entire incident from the police department by tomorrow. Do you think at this point are additional suspensions or even firings likely?
Well, they were very clear that they wanted to start from scratch. They wanted to see the full reports, and then they were going to make decisions on suspensions and possible firings. And it's probable, I would say, at this point that at least some of those officers will face some disciplinary action.
All right, we'll be following it tomorrow. Kevin Deese reporting live tonight. Thank you, Kevin.
The video, which the police department did not want to let go, they didn't want to release. That means they was withholding evidence. They're breaking the laws that they set up. And one of the officers get fired, but the head cop, he gets the opportunity to retire with his pension. Who you think has the power to withhold that video but the head cop? The chief of the precinct is the one who, you think he doesn't know about it? They give him the blind. He must have had 30 years in. Listen, Bill, just retire before we have to do anything. He retires, he keeps his money, he keeps his medical for the rest of his life. They refused, they withheld evidence that was being asked for. To ask for that video, it has to be a subpoena from a court, from a judge, has to request that evidence.
Now, as we was watching this with the cops, my mind went way back to some names that we forget. How many of you remember Amadou Diallo? Y'all forgot Amadou Diallo. They blazed him up a few blocks from here. They shot him how many times? 40-something times. Okay, after they asked him to pull, he was pulling his wallet out, and they blazed him up. How many of you remember Abner Louima? What they did to that man? They stuck a plunger in his rectum and laughed about it. Okay, and put it in his mouth. Broke his teeth. They showed his teeth broken. He still has a colostomy bag on his side. And I think they gave him like $3 million. Okay? Now I want to go back to the Abner Louima situation because the bishop was saying about what would happen to them when the charges come up. The police that blazed up Amadou Diallo, they resigned from their positions, and one works for the fire department. They just went to other city jobs, so I don't care about what they showing up there about them bringing up on charges. The people on top is going to arrange it, so we got you. Don't worry about it. You got caught. Don't worry about it. We can fix it. I'll give you another case that's in the paper right now with this guy from Jersey that ordered the closures of the bridges. Christie, okay, they're making a big thing out of it, big investigation. They fired his staff. Monitor his staff that got fired. I bet you that girl that took the brunt of everything is just going to get another job someplace else. I bet you what went on behind the scenes is don't worry about it. You got to take the hit for the team.
Right.
But I got you. We're going to pay your rent. We're going to hook you up. We're just going to move you someplace else. And that's what goes on behind the scenes. You got to keep that in your mind. You're not getting no justice.
Right. You know what happened, Asa, real quick? Pull up civil rights dog. Now, I'm showing y'all these pictures for a reason. Y'all go, oh, that was in the 60s, way back then. Where do you think their children are today? Their children are on the police force. Now show me some women. Right, y'all see the white woman behind the black woman screaming? Right, she throws some papa right upside the head. Where do you think a lot of them are school teachers. Where do you think their kids are today? Their kids are teachers in the public school system. You don't think that they put their hatred in the mind, it's genetics anyway, in the minds of their kids? To hate, that's why we get the worst education. You go, oh, Miss White, and she smiles at you and go, Raheem's doing very well. Raheem's a wage slave earner. All right, so I've showed you the police, I showed you teachers. It ain't over. Now give me the article, the last article, Abiel, that I gave you about civil rights. All we want is the title. Baltimore officials clarify that civil rights laws don't actually apply to black people because they use the civil rights laws for homosexuals and white women, not for black people. That's why in those civil rights, it don't stipulate, it says minorities. And they use that word, that one stipulation, they can exclude black people. They said there's 45 million of them. They're not really minorities. And they said, but the white woman is a minority and homosexuals are minorities. Y'all got to see the time that we're living in, okay? I'm going to end it right there.
I want to read the scripture. Hold on
no,
1 second. Let me finish. I want to read the scripture. We was in the 2 Thessalonians real quick. I want the 3rd chapter. 2 scriptures. 2 Thessalonians. So you know what the bishop was going over in 2 Thessalonians, that the son of perdition must be revealed. Let's read the 3rd chapter, 1 verses 1 and 2.
2 Thessalonians chapter 3 and verse 1. Finally, brethren, pray for us that the word of the Lord may have free course and be glorified, even as it is with you.
Read on.
And that we may be delivered from unreasonable and wicked men.
The scripture says that the word of God, they said pray that the word of God, and we're asking you all, pray for us that the word of God may have free course in us, that we might bring out this word that people can see, and that we can be delivered from now you could see what we've seen today. They're unreasonable people. You can't reason with them, first off, because like the bishop said, they're not wired like that. They're meant to be the son of perdition. That's who they are. Now watch this. I want to go to that to Sirach. We used to read this every Sabbath as a prayer. Sirach 36.
You can't reason with a snake.
Let me read it myself. I want to read it myself. Sirach 36 and 1. Have mercy upon us, O Lord God of all, and behold us, and send thy fear upon all the nation that seek not after thee. Lift up thy hand against the strange nation, and let them see thy power. As thou wast sanctified in us before them, so thou be magnified among them before us. So be thou magnified among them before us. Magnify your power that we might see, Lord. Break them, and let us see your power. Watch this. It says, and let them know thee as we have known thee, that there is no God but thou, O God. Shew new signs, make strange wonders. Glorify thy hand and thy right arm, and let them set forth thy wonderful works. Raise up indignation and pour out wrath. Take away the adversary, destroy the enemy. Make the time short, and remember the covenant, and let them declare thy wonderful works. Understand what this prayer was asking for. That this word had free course in us, so we could be delivered from unreasonable men. Make them see your wrath, Lord. How's that going to happen? The Lord has to punish us first. Punish those people out there, that they may come and return to the Most High and repent. And in the day we repent, 1 Kings 8:47, and the day we bethink ourselves and repent, the Lord is going to bring judgment upon them.
Shalom, Israel. I'm Elder Nathaniel of Israel United in Christ. YouTube likes to shut our channels down, as some of you have noticed, ever so often. Subscribing to join IUIC will assure you will always stay connected to our YouTube accounts. We want to do our best to make sure this truth gets out. Please click and join our subscriber YouTube channel called Join IUIC to stay linked to all of our videos. So again, please make sure you subscribe to this Join IUIC channel to get your latest updates from all our YouTube channels. Shalom.